Hi everyone, in this episode of Dinkum for Dummies, we are going to look at the basics of farming. Things like how does farming work, how do scarecrows and fertilizers work, what crops should you farm first, how to increase your farming level, and the like. As the video title says, this is early game advice, so we won't be looking at sprinkler layouts, irrigation licenses, maximum efficiency, maximum profits, or the most efficient planting calendar for each season. Here is a link to a more advanced guide if you're looking for later game farm layouts that focuses on maximum irrigation efficiency. When you first start the game, Rain will visit your island until she sets up permanent residence. From her, you can buy watering cans, hose, and various seeds. And like most items in the game, you'll need a farming license. There are 3 levels of farming license, which like other licenses in the game unlock the basic tools, and copper, and finally iron versions of the scythe, hoe, and watering can. Once you get your level 3 farming license, you will unlock irrigation licenses which allow you to use sprinklers, but it takes a while to reach that point. Back to actually farming. You will need both a hoe and a watering can to be able to farm. If you cannot afford both, then wait until you can. Seeds are also quite expensive when you are starting out, so it is okay if you can only afford a handful of seeds to start. Your farm will grow over time. When you buy seeds from Rain, she will tell you how long they take to grow and what seasons they grow in. To plant the seeds, you will need to use the hoe on the ground to till it. Then you can place any crop seed in the tilled soil that you want. From that point on, you must water the seed with the watering can every day for it to grow. If you miss a day, it will not grow on that day and it will delay your harvest. If it is raining, then this will water the plants for you and you do not need to water them with the watering can. To refill your watering can, go to any body of water and click on it. When your crops are ready to harvest, you will see a small sparkling animation around the plant. Some are harvested just by clicking on the plant, similar to fruits on trees. But some crops like wheat and sugarcane need to be cut down to drop their harvest. Usually it's best to do this with a scythe since it can cut down multiple at once, but an axe works as well. Be careful using tools around your plants because if you accidentally cut down a plant that is not ready to be harvested, it will destroy the plant and not give you anything at all. Farming in the beginning is generally quite tedious. It will take almost all of your energy just watering a dozen plants or so. The only way to improve this is to trudge through it and level up your farming level. This will increase your efficiency, so you use less energy watering your plants and also unlock new levels for your farming license. The most useful item that upgrading your license gives you is the copper and then iron watering cans, as you will use these every day and they let you water more crops at once. Scarecrows are helpful but not necessary when farming, so don't worry if you don't have pumpkins or watermelons to make any at the start. If you do not have a scarecrow, then birds or jackaroos may eat some of your crops when you plant them, so you might lose a couple. But if you build a fence around your farm, it will help to keep the animals out. Scarecrows stop birds and jackaroos from eating your plants 5 tiles away from the scarecrow. Here is a useful infographic available on the Wiki page to illustrate. Fertilizer can be obtained once you reach the level 2 farming license by using a compost bin. All that fertilizer does is speed up the growth of plants by about 25%, which usually means the crop will grow a couple days faster. To use the fertilizer, it must be placed on the ground before planting the seed. If you try to fertilize a plant after it has been planted, it will not work. Fertilizer is single use and you can see it on the ground after it has been used. However, it will not disappear as long as the seed is planted in it. So after harvesting a crop, you can plant another seed in the fertilizer. However, if you leave it without a seed, it will disappear. As you can see, the fertilizer speeds up the growth of the plant. There are 2 primary ways to level up your farming level. First is by harvesting a crop. Planting seeds and watering plants does nothing to increase your farming level. Only the actual harvesting and obtaining the crop increase your level. This is partly why farming is so tedious in the beginning, because it takes significant time to actually harvest crops and increase your level. The second way is by milling. You can mill wheat, sugarcane, and corn to give you flour, sugar, and animal food respectively. So, this leads into what crops should you plant first. This is my personal preference. Again, for early game, you are not focused on efficiency or profit really. Your first primary goal is to increase your farming level. As long as you are actually farming, your level will still grow, so I recommend crops that are multi-purpose. In my mind, this is corn. Corn is excellent because it gives you multiple harvests and can be milled into animal food, which both activities give farming experience. This also has a third bonus of helping you feed your animals, which becomes increasingly important the more animals you have, allowing you to save money on animal food. Whenever corn is in season, I always plant as much as I can. Wheat and sugar can also be milled and so have dual purpose, increasing your farming level at harvest and when they are milled, and they can be planted year-round, so they are convenient if you don't want to worry about seasons. A lot of people like planting wheat because you can use it to make bread, which has the potential to earn quite a bit of money if you plant enough of it. If you don't have scarecrows, then planting a couple watermelons and pumpkins can also help you craft those, but otherwise they don't have much use. All other crops are primarily used for food items, so you can only get experience from the harvest. I would recommend planting whatever crop you want for a specific food item. Crops that produce multiple harvests have a more expensive startup cost, but the return is greater for the number of crops that they can potentially produce. So in summary, remember, this is for early game. It is more important to consistently be farming and harvesting rather than what it is you're actually farming. But my recommended crop for early game farming is corn, which gives you a harvest, can be milled, and gives you animal food. Then I recommend planting crops with multiple purpose or utility, such as wheat and sugarcane, and then any crops that go into cooking table recipes that you would like to make, or whatever you enjoy planting. Once you reach a certain point in the game, your priority changes and the crops you farm may also shift to fit your current needs in the game. So that's all my advice for early game farming. Thanks for watching, and see you again next time.